Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addresses the grand finale of Smart India Hackathon, says solutions from young innovators crucial for India's future and can transform the lives of millions. Bangladesh acknowledges the attacks on Hindus, files 88 cases, arrests 70 accused till October. And police in South Korea raid President Yoon Suk-yeol's office, a second impeachment vote set for 14th December. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi highlighted that as the country is becoming digitally connected on a large scale, the threat of cybercrime is also continuously increasing. In an interaction with the young innovators at the grand finale of the Smart India Hackathon 2024 via video conferencing, the Prime Minister said India is one of the leading digital economies in the world. He said solutions from young innovators are crucial for India's future and can transform the lives of millions.
स्मार्ट इंडिया हैकेथॉन भारत के युवाओं को ग्लोबली बेस बनाने का एक बेहतरीन प्लेटफॉर्म बना है। जब से स्मार्ट इंडिया हैकेथॉन शुरू हुआ है, करीब 14 लाख स्टूडेंट्स ने स्मार्ट इंडिया हैकेथॉन में हिस्सा लिया है। इन छात्रों ने 2 लाख टीमें बनाकर करीब 3000 प्रॉब्लम पर काम किया है। 6400 से ज्यादा इंस्टीट्यूशंस, करीब 6500 इंस्टीट्यूशंस इससे जुड़े हैं। इस हैकेथॉन की वजह से सैकड़ों नए स्टार्टअप्स का जन्म हुआ है।
Emphasizing that the hackathons were not just a formal event, but also giving new opportunities to our youth, the Prime Minister said it was the process of evolving into a permanent institution, a part of the pro-people governance model.
हैकाथॉन भी हमारे नौजवानों को नए नए अवसर दे रहे हैं और ये सिर्फ कोई औपचारिक सा इवेंट नहीं है, एक स्थायी इंस्टीट्यूशन को इवॉल्व करने की प्रक्रिया है। ये हमारे प्रो पीपल गवर्नेंस मॉडल का हिस्सा है। साथियों, अगर हमें दुनिया की इकोनॉमिक सुपर पावर बनना है तो हमें इकोनॉमी के नए सेक्टर्स पर खूब काम करना होगा। आज भारत डिजिटल कंटेंट क्रिएशन से गेमिंग तक कई ऐसे सेक्टर्स में आगे बढ़ रहा है जो 10 साल पहले तक बहुत इवॉल्व नहीं हुए थे।
With an aim to enrich the economic policy debate, India's Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman addressed the Global Economic Policy Forum 2024. Speaking at the event, she said that the inflation continues to be a major challenge for countries globally, adding that the problem cannot be tackled in isolation.
The global priority for this decade should be restore normalcy, talk, sit and discuss. War should be avoided. Disruption should be avoided. They are the main cause for supply chain disruptions. They are the main cause for disruptions in food value chains. And also, when you look at it, inflation globally is a big challenge. And therefore, the primary cause, I would think, is the disruption, the skirmish, the war, and as a result, world is facing a challenge which is reflected in very many ways in our economies.
The minister also added that industries should work with small and medium enterprises to explore how they can support large units while equally contributing to job creation.
Industry should work together with small and medium units to see how they can be supportive of the large unit equally as much as they supporting job creation. So today the problem is not economic success, which is just production, but it is also economic success, which can spread benefits for those who are waiting for jobs and wages.
The Chief Economic Advisor to the Government of India, V. Anantha Nageshwaran, addressed the Global Economic Policy Forum 2024 held in New Delhi, where he urged regulators to support innovation in sectors such as cryptocurrencies and online gaming. He also stressed the need to differentiate between regulations of financial and non-financial sectors to avoid excessive risk and instability. The economic advisor also urged transparency and accountability on the part of regulators while discussing the Indian economy with other eminent economists from India and around the world.
We have to be more conscious of social cost and benefits, whether it is crypto, bitcoins, and online gaming, etc. But to offset that, I would also say one thing. The same principle of transparency and social costs and benefits that we want to apply to regulated entities and some of the financial innovation should also apply to the regulators themselves. But they have to live by the same principles of transparency that the regulated entities are expected to live by, which means information sharing by regulators. Why are they proposing a particular regulation? What is the information at their disposal that is prompting them to contemplate it? What are the goals that they seek to achieve with that regulation? And what is the terminal date? And what are the criteria by which they will stop this and then retract? So in some sense, regulators have to be conscious of the limits of their unelected power.
Sanjay Malhotra assumed office as the 26th governor of the Reserve Bank of India for a tenure of 3 years. In his first press conference after taking charge, the RBI governor stated that he would continue to uphold the legacy of the institution and carry forward its 3 core themes, which have been maintained for the past 90 years: promoting growth, ensuring policy stability, and maintaining the public's trust.
The RBI in its 90th year has given to itself the theme of stability, trust, and growth. So all these 3 broad themes that have been chosen, very, very pertinent, as is still an economy which needs to develop as we are entering in this Amrit Kal, and to realize the vision of the Viksit Bharat.
He said that spreading financial inclusion is one of the most important goals of the central bank, and significant progress has been made in making banking accessible in every part of the country.
One of the most important roles of the central bank here is to spread financial inclusion with the banking sector, banking and the non-banking finance companies under its fold. Huge responsibilities for financial inclusion. We have, of course, traveled a lot with in financial inclusion, especially with regard to making available and accessible banks to the doorsteps.
Day 13 of the winter session of Parliament was stormy in the upper house, with minimal business conducted amid chaotic scenes. However, in the lower house, the Lok Sabha, bills were tabled, discussed and passed. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi was present in the Lok Sabha during the question hour this morning. The day saw the Railway Amendment Bill passed and the Disaster Management Amendment Bill introduced. DD India's Anil Thomas has the details.
After the passing of the Railways Amendment Bill 2024, the Lok Sabha discussed the Disaster Management Amendment Bill. The bill strengthens the centre's role in disaster management.
2047 तक भारत को विकसित भारत बनाने का संकल्प है और यह विधेयक आज के समय की जरूरत है, जिसमें सभी मॉडर्न डायनामिक्स परिभाषित किए गए हैं और इस विधेयक को पारित होने के साथ ही जो भी प्रभावित लोग हैं, आपदा के कुशल प्रबंधन से निश्चित रूप से उस क्षेत्र में इतनी कामयाबी हासिल होगी कि हम नुकसान को भी कम कर पाएंगे, जान माल के नुकसान को भी हम कर पाएंगे। तो इसलिए यह विधेयक को लाना जरूरी था।
Earlier in the morning, chaos erupted in Rajya Sabha as the government and opposition locked horns over a no-trust motion against Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar. Union Minister of Parliamentary Affairs Kiran Rijiju responding to the opposition's no-confidence motion, calling him a father's son who has upheld the dignity of the House.
ऐसा चेयरमैन मिलना मुश्किल है। हमारा आदरणीय जगदीप धनखड़ जी एक ऐसा नेता है जो इस पद में रह करके भी और इस पद के बाहर भी हमेशा किसानों के लिए बात किया है, हमेशा गरीब तबकों के लिए बात किया है। इस देश को, संविधान को, हमारे देश का जो संविधान है, इसको रक्षा करने के लिए हर समय उपराष्ट्रपति जी ने पहल किया है। हम लोग गर्व है आदरणीय जगदीप धनखड़ जी राज्यसभा चेयरमैन के रूप में इस कुर्सी पे आसीन है। हम लोग फख्र महसूस करते हैं और चेयर के खिलाफ कोई भी आप लोग काम करेंगे, इस तरह का नोटिस देने का नाटक करेंगे, हम लोग इसको कामयाब होने नहीं देंगे और पूरे कांग्रेस पार्टी माफी मांगना चाहिए।
The leader of opposition in Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi, met with Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla and requested the removal of BJP MP's comments against him. The winter session of Parliament has not seen much official business happening due to numerous adjournments and protests by the opposition. The issues where the logjam persists range from Adani's US indictment, Manipur and BJP's allegations of Rahul and Sonia Gandhi working with US hedge fund tycoon George Soros to bring shame to the country. Anil Thomas, DD India, New Delhi.
The Ministry of Information and Broadcasting is set to expand FM radio services to 234 new cities, aiming to boost local content and create employment opportunities. Secretary Sanjay Jaju emphasized the government's focus on leveraging technology to strengthen broadcasting's role in economic growth and cultural preservation. This initiative, aligned with the Union Cabinet's August approval, will see the third phase of ascending e-auctions for 730 new private FM channels under the Phase 3 policy. The move promises high-quality media access for all, paving the way for a more connected and informed India.
Ministry, as a first step, has already constituted the Frequency Planning Committee, and we have already identified new channels under Phase 1 in 13 metro and big cities. So 13 metro and big cities are going to be lining up, and we'll hope to complete this entire process in the next few months so that we are ready for bringing out digital radio in these 13 new towns.
And still to come on DD India Live. Bangladesh court rejects petitions to expedite hearing date for former ISKCON priest Chinmoy Krishnadas's bail plea.
पापा ने कहा इंजीनियर बनो, बन गया। हस्बैंड बनो, वो भी बन गया। पर मूर्ख बनो तो कहा ही नहीं। देखिए, नकली पेमेंट का SMS, कहते हैं पापा का उधार लौटा रहे हैं, फिर बोलेंगे गलती से ज्यादा पैसे भेज दिए, बेटे बाकी के पैसे वापिस कर दो। आज्ञाकारी बेटा हूं, मूर्ख नहीं हूं। याद रहे, यूपीआई सेफ है, मगर कोई ऐसे बेवकूफ बनाए तो कहो मैं मूर्ख नहीं हूं।
You're watching DD India Live. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran. Bangladesh on Tuesday confirmed 88 incidents of communal violence against minorities, primarily Hindus, following the ouster of then Premier Sheikh Hasina in August. Acknowledging the attacks against minorities, Dhaka also said 70 people have been arrested in those incidents. Take a look at the next report.
A day after India's Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri raised concerns over the attacks on minorities in Bangladesh and conveyed India's concerns regarding their safety and welfare during meetings with the Bangladeshi leadership, the interim government of Mohammad Yunus confirmed 88 incidents of communal violence targeting minorities, mainly Hindus, after the ouster of former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina in August.
Violence হয়েছে মাইনরিটিকে টার্গেট করে, তো সেই বিষয়ে আমরা একটা পুলিশের থেকে আমরা একটা প্রতিবেদন পেয়েছি। তারা বলছে যে মোট 70 জন সোফার অ্যারেস্টেড হয়েছেন আর 88টা কেস।
There have been a spate of incidents of violence against minorities as well as attacks on temples in Bangladesh in the last few weeks that triggered strong concerns in New Delhi. Referring to the recent attacks on minorities in Sunamganj, Narsingdi, Chattogram and Dhaka, Chief Advisor's Press Secretary Shafiqul Alam said the tally of arrests and cases will increase as some new incidents have happened in those places. Alam further said that no one is arrested on political identity. However, he added that there might be cases where some victims were members of the previous ruling party. Meanwhile, various social and cultural organizations continue to protest across India against attacks on minorities in Bangladesh. Bureau Report, DD India.
In Bangladesh, the Chattogram Metropolitan Sessions Judges Court has rejected 3 petitions filed by Supreme Court lawyer and advocate Rabindra Ghosh on behalf of Chinmoy Krishnadas. The spokesperson for Bangladesh Sammilita Sanatani Jagaran Jyoth, Chinmoy Krishnadas, was arrested on sedition charges on 25th November from Dhaka Airport. The petition sought an expedited hearing date for Chinmoy's bail plea, the submission of case documents and other related reliefs. However, the court dismissed them, citing the absence of a power of attorney or wakalatnama from any member of the Chattogram Bar Association, according to media reports. India has expressed hope that the trial will be fair and transparent, as the arrested Hindus have legal rights which should be respected. New Delhi has repeatedly appealed to officials of the interim government in Dhaka to ensure the safety of Hindus and all other minorities. And joining me from Dhaka on the phone line is my colleague Naval Sangh Parmar. What more can you tell us about the legal case being pursued by the former ISKCON member?
Well, Ramesh, actually today there were 3 petitions in the Chattogram Session Judge Court and senior Supreme Court lawyer Rabindra Ghosh appeared himself for the Chinmoy Krishnadas Prabhu, but the petition filed by him was rejected by the court, citing the absence of wakalatnama on behalf of Chinmoy Krishnadas from the Chattogram Metropolitan Bar Association. Actually, there were a hearing on 3rd December, and on that day, according to Mr. Ghosh, Advocate Ghosh, no one was present in the court during hearing out of fear, and the advocate on record was not able to reach there due to some arrest and harassment to the advocate representing the Chinmoy Krishnadas.
Right.
And according to Mr. Ghosh, there is a High Court judgment here in Bangladesh that the senior advocate of Supreme Court can appear in any court on behalf of his client without a formal wakalatnama. But it is up to court to decide whether hearing will be granted or not. But in this case, Chattogram Metropolitan Session Court denied hearing to Rabindra Ghosh on ground of the Wakalatnama. So Mr. Ghosh also alleged that there are no advocate in Chattogram who can represent Chinmay Krishna Das, and there are some, and they are in behind the bar in various cases filed after the incident in the Chattogram Metropolitan Court. So, and that day, on 3rd December, court put next hearing on 2nd of January. It is 1 month back. So it is a very long duration. So up to this time, the Chinmay Krishna Das will remain in judicial custody. So it is a case of a lingering of a bail petition or bail application of Chinmay Krishna Das, and there are examples that within a day also a appeal can be here. But that day also on 27th November, the judge who was presiding the court proceeding denied hearing without citing any reason why he is not holding a appeal in the bail petition.
I will leave it there. Naval Sangh Parmar in Dhaka. Thank you. Appreciate it. In other news, the Mithali Express, the inter-country train connection between Dhaka and New Jalpaiguri in India, has returned to India after being suspended for nearly 5 months. The train rakes re-entered India through the Chilahati-Holdibari border in Cooch Behar district of West Bengal on Wednesday morning amid heightened security measures, according to Bangladesh railway sources. The Mithali Express originally left New Jalpaiguri for Dhaka on July 17, but had been unable to return due to the political unrest there. The disruption was caused by the anti-discrimination movement by students in Bangladesh. Apart from the Mithali Express, there are 2 other passenger trains between India and Bangladesh, the Moitri Express, which connects Dhaka with Kolkata, and the Bandhan Express connecting Khulna with Kolkata. Given the worsening law and order situation in Bangladesh, the Indian Railways has suspended all 3 inter-country passenger trains for an indefinite period. In South Korea, the police have raided the presidential office of the East Asian nation today as the investigation into President Yoon Suk-yeol's declaration of martial law gathers pace. The special investigation team raided several key locations, including the presidential office, the National Police Agency, the Seoul Metropolitan Police Agency, and the National Assembly Security Service. President Yoon is facing insurrection charges for declaring martial law, but he has not been arrested or questioned yet. He is already under a travel ban. In other developments, former Defense Minister Kim Yong-hyun attempted to kill himself before being formally arrested for his role in the martial law operation. Kim resigned last Thursday and was arrested on Tuesday on charges of engaging in critical duties during an insurrection and abuse of authority to obstruct the exercise of rights. South Korea's National Assembly Speaker Woo Wong-shik has invoked the parliamentary right to launch an investigation into the martial law situation. South Korean Prime Minister Han Duck-soo said he blames himself for failing to stop the emergency martial law which was declared by President Yoon Suk-yeol last week. Meanwhile, thousands of protesters rallied outside Parliament in Seoul demanding the impeachment and arrest of South Korea's President Yoon Suk-yeol and the disbandment of his party following last week's martial law attempt. Meantime, North Korea has reported for the first time on South Korea's ongoing political turmoil, says Yoon Suk-yeol's insane act a serious crisis of governance and impeachment, declared martial law unexpectedly and unleashed the guns of the fascist dictatorship on the people. The auto industry in Germany has been in trouble for some time now. And it's not just German brands that are showing weakness in their sales numbers. During a visit to a German Ford plant, Chancellor Olaf Scholz made the case for a new round of help for the struggling sector. Lars Holter is with Deutsche Welle and he joins us from Berlin now. Lars, what is the Chancellor suggesting here?
Thanks for having me. Well, Chancellor Olaf Scholz seems to have understood that the current troubles in the auto industry are too much for him to handle, or for the German government for that matter. He says it needs a pan-European program to help the industry overcome their problems. And when Scholz says Europe, he obviously means the European Union as a well-established common market with common rules and regulations. It would actually be rather easy, of course, for the EU to act based on existing structures within the bloc. Too bad, however, it seems almost impossible to get the EU to ever quickly agree on any action and do anything at all, because Scholz is technically right. Whether it's a program of EU subsidies on the manufacturer's side or on the consumer's side, with the EU, say, giving financial aid to help with the purchase of an electric vehicle, or whether it's a stronger commitment to a faster expansion of the charging infrastructure. Literally anything the EU would do to help strengthen electric mobility would likely have a huge impact.
So are cars being too expensive the main problem for the sector then?
Yes, essentially it is. But the problem, of course, is not only with the consumer being unwilling to fork over a certain amount. It's not only that the government has to help with financing the purchase. It's also that production costs are too high in Germany. The car makers here have all said they cannot currently make an electric car for 25,000 to 30,000 euros. But that would be, of course, the magic price point to make those cars really attractive. And it's a price point some foreign car makers are hitting, especially those companies from China who have been growing their market share in Europe as of late. In Germany, high energy costs and high wages mean higher prices for cars. In fact, some German automakers have been outsourcing more of their production simply to be able to meet lower price points for their vehicles. However, many have also invested massively into upgrading their German plants, so they would actually manufacture in Germany if it was financially more attractive.
All right, we'll leave it there. Lars, thank you. Lars Holter reporting there from Berlin. India's public broadcaster Prasar Bharati has launched an OTT platform called Waves. Waves provides complete infotainment ecosystem to digital media and OTT audiences. If you want great content for free, then download Waves now. That's all for this edition of DD India Live. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran from all of us here in New Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live.